Okay, back with this Ibanez APEX20 7-string signature model from James Schaefer, or Monkey as he's better well known, from Korn. This is a Indonesian model from the early to mid 2010s. Very good model, but it is a example of some of the Indonesian build quality that you see with a lot of these big brands. Overall, I'll give you the spoiler that it's in good. It's a good one. It's made well. No issues with tunings or intonation, stuff like that. After some work, there's only one flaw on this one, and that's if you look, the pick guard is set perfectly. It's straight. The strings are aligned perfectly with the neck. It's intonated. There is nothing wrong with intonation. It's perfect. But if you look real close, I don't know if this is by design or not, it looks like the pickups, which we'll talk about later, these pickups, I think, are F-spaced. And as you can see, this is not a Floyd Rose. So the pickups themselves, even though they're perfectly, this pickguard is perfectly set in to exactly where it should be. Everything is perfectly straight. For whatever reason, these pickups are not aligned perfectly with the strings. On the neck pickup, you can see that pole piece there. It's pretty much, it should be out here to be over that one. And then on the low side here, it's the high E that's quite a bit off. So that just comes from routing. Even though it's a CNC machine, I'm sure there was just something off when they built this one, or maybe the whole series. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have one of these, or you have a Indonesian made Ibanez from this era, 2010, 2015. Maybe this is common, but besides that, no issues. This is a well-made example of what you can get for not a whole lot of money from Ibanez out of the import guitar market. So back to the model, it's pretty cool because it's based on, and you can see it probably, it's based on the Ibanez universe, the Steve Vai, first production 7-string ever, which was played by a lot of those early heavy nu metal bands like Korn, Fear Factory, with those huge low tunings. Korn was actually one of the first bands to take a 7-string and down tune it to standard A, which this model is. I have this one tuned down with 64 to 10 gauge strings. I just bought an 8-string set, took off the lowest one. You have a 64 for your low string, which works out perfectly for this A standard tuning. You also have an homage to the Steve Vai model Blaze pickups. You have a DiMarzio Blaze 7 single coil in the neck, which in the original Ibanez would have been in the middle position. And then you have the humbucker 7-string here. They are ceramic, passive pickups. They have a pretty profound natural scoop. Fairly mellow, but they're there. The highs, mids are kind of not too present, and then you have a pretty profound spike in the bass. So it's gonna be a standard scoop sound. Some people say it's kind of muddy or kind of dull sounding, but it is a unique sound, and a lot of those 90s 7-string sounds are because of these pickups. And some people love them, some people hate them. Monkey appears to love them because all of his signatures have always had the Blaze pickups. So for me, I think they're good. They're a good alternative for metal. If you have actives or really high output pickups, these are a nice alternative to have for that kind of big but darker. It's a very dark sound overall. Unique also is that it's an unfinished maple headstock along with the neck, 3-piece maple neck, so it's very stiff, doesn't bow at all, it doesn't wiggle at all. Non-locking tuners, I did not replace those. Black nuts, some whatever standard plastic nut you get from Indonesia. Jumbo frets, I believe, and The earlier versions of this model have a rosewood fretboard. The later run, which is this one, have what's called a jatoba or a jatoba, I don't know how to say it, fretboard, which is harder than rosewood, closer to ebony, but it doesn't look at all like ebony. It's more red or even orange colored and very streaky. That's what this one had. I didn't like the way it looked. I like to have, dark uniform fretboard, so I did ebonize this with some luthier grade ebonizer, and it looks great. I think it looks a lot better with this black fretboard. The mirror style pickguard, very cool. The two pickups with a three-way selector switch, fixed Ibanez Gibraltar 7 here, very smooth on the hands, very stable also, and fixed in the body with four screws. And then it does have the reverse straight angle jack that has to go in this way up into your strap. And then of course they also have staggered string through spacing for the lower strings to get a little bit more break angle here, which you're going to need with these bigger gauges. So overall, great specimen, no issues except from the slightly misaligned pull piece to string spacing, just by design because of where it was made. I think you wouldn't see that on a Japanese made Ibanez for sure. So yeah, if you see one of these, pick it up. They're pretty cool and becoming harder and harder to find. So with that, have a good one. Hope this was a useful video for reviewing the APEX 20.